If you love movie and movie discussions, you've come to the right place. Who am I to ask? I am the Wiz, and I am here to review the 1983 comedy Strange Brew, written, directed, and starring Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. I think with Strange Brew, the big thing with this movie would be that this was based off of a sketch that was then turned into a movie. Now, in the 90s, this became a constant thing with SNL. We had Wayne's World, It's Pat, The Ladies' Man. We had a bunch of skits from SNL go from there to films. Wayne's World being my favorite of them all, probably. But this was from a skit from SCTV, a short run, I think it was pretty short run comedy sketch series based out of Chicago. And it was Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas was part of that group. And this was a movie with the McKenzie brothers. They talk about beer and stuff like that. And I got to be honest with you, I was not familiar with these characters at all going into this. And bear that in mind when I do the review for this movie, because that might color some of the reasons why I have the thoughts I have for this film. So why don't we just get right into it? Let's get into the review of Strange Brew, written, directed, and starring Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, no, Zero's not here. He is out on a secret mission to do all sorts of things for the government. I can't tell you where he is, though. That's classified. Wait. Wouldn't him doing that be classified, too? Oh, shit, I'm in trouble. Anyway, he's not here. He might be back next week, depending on if he can get away. So we'll move on to this review. And honestly, I kind of am thankful that he was not able to watch this movie because I thought this movie was awful. It's one of those comedies that not only did I not laugh, I don't understand exactly why people would find it funny. There are certain types of comedies where I could watch it and not find it very funny myself, but I can definitely see, I can understand why some people might find this funny. But unless you're looking at it in an ironic sort of way, or wow, this is so bad. I can't believe how bad this is. Then that's where the comedy is from. Other than that, I found this movie to be utterly unfunny. Not painfully unfunny, but utterly unfunny. There's a difference. There is the comedy that you're watching it and you're saying, it's just not funny. And then there is the other type of comedy where it is so bad, when you're literally in pain watching it going, oh God, they thought that was funny? Oh, wow. So, yeah, this is not offensively unfunny, but it's just unfunny to an extent where I don't understand where the comedy is coming from. Again, when I said in the beginning, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. One, I have no prior experience with the McKenzie brothers and their style of comedy. So this was popular in the late 70s, early 80s. There must have been something they found funny about it. So that might be the problem I might be having. The other is there seems to be a lot of jokes involving beer and alcohol. And I don't drink or do either. I'm not an alcohol drinker. In fact, I actually do not like the taste of alcohol. I don't like the taste of beer. So that culture of that is completely foreign to me. So if you're listening to this and going, how can you not find this funny? Anybody who drinks beer, that's why I don't drink beer. I don't like beer. So that might be another reason why. We're not going to do spoilers either. I'm not even going to bother. I could get into performances, but to be absolutely honest, it just feels like the comedy that it was going for had no effect on me at all. I was definitely watching it, possibly seeing where maybe a few people might, I can see why that could be funny. It's definitely one of those movies that maybe you have to be drunk to enjoy it. As harsh as that sounds, I think that might be the case in this one. I said in the end of the episode last week, this is based off of Hamlet in a sort of way. That is very loose, incredibly loose. Basically, there is 5 minutes of a film where they explain that the new president of the company that the McKenzie brothers have found themselves in, the original president died, and the brother quickly married the wife and took over the company. And that is about it, how it's adapted to Hamlet. That is it, really. I could go into particulars about the movie. How's the acting? How's the directing? I would like to say campy, but I don't think camp would really fit with this. Not even cheesy either, because both camp and cheese seem to have a wink, wink, nod, nod to it. Like, yeah, we know we're like this, so yeah, just buy into it. I don't think this is what the film was going for in this. I think they were trying to be clever in a sort of way, and it just did not work for me at all. At all. I will say this. I don't know what compromising photos they had of Max von Sydow, but it was really weird seeing him in this film. And Max von Sydow is the actor who was in The Seventh Seal, a lot of Bergman movies. I really wonder if he just needed the check. I think he said that his kids were fans of the Mackenzie brothers. That's why he did the film. Overall, this, to me, was a painfully unfunny film. And to a point where, honestly, I don't know where the comedy comes from. You could say, like, oh, it's a bunch of dumb guys being dumb. But even when you do that type of movie, there has to be some smarts to it. Like for example, I would say this to my parents when they would say that, when I tell them I love the Naked Gun movies. And they're like, those are so dumb. And I was like, well, yeah, but it's dumb comedy done smart. They do a lot of funny things in it that are, yeah, it's dumb humor, but it's so intelligently done that I can't help but laugh at it. Strange Brew is the exact thing that I think my parents would call a dumb comedy, where I would agree with it. It is just dumb to be dumb, and I guess that it just did not click with me. There are some movies that are just dumb movies that I actually enjoy. This is not one of them. Like, there is no comedy in it for me. I didn't find it funny at all. I didn't like the characters. I didn't get why they were so popular or funny. Overall, just did not enjoy watching this movie at all. I'm giving this a half star out of 5. There might be some people who would definitely disagree with this, and that's fine. I get it. But man, did I not laugh once. It was utterly boring, to be absolutely honest. I was bored throughout the entire time of this film. So, half star out of 5 for me for Strange Brew. Hey, maybe it's because I don't drink beer, I don't get it. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you have to imbibe in order to actually enjoy this movie. I don't know, but I don't care to know. So, half star out of 5 for me for Strange Brew. Yeah, I wouldn't see it. Okay, so we are at the end of this episode. Before we go, we're going to go to what we're going to watch next week. And the theme I'm going to choose this week are Disney or Pixar animated films. I've been wanting to watch some more of these. And I decided that me and Zero should watch a film that I haven't seen yet, but I've heard good things about, but I haven't gotten around to watching it. And that's the 2002 animated film Treasure Planet. I have heard some good things about this movie. I think this is the movie that started the tailspin of the Disney animated films not making money in the theaters. Like, this, I think, bombed. If I recall, was it this or Atlantis? I think it was this movie, but this movie, I think, was the one that, despite having good critical reception, actually did not do very well in the box office. But the people I've heard that have seen this movie actually do enjoy it. So, all right, and tune in next week where Zero and I will review Treasure Planet, the 2002 animated film. I am The Wiz, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.